some of you may need a recording, then I'll have that for you. Okay. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you guys are doing well. It's our weekly 3 p.m. Pacific time masterclass on Tuesdays. So I'm excited to have you guys here and hi Facebook fans. Today we are going to talk about the module 2, which is how to set up your business operation correctly so you can swiftly adjust different stage of business reopening. Let me get the PowerPoint started. Where is the share screen? Screen share. Okay, so as August, we have the 4-module Small Business Success Series Masterclass. And we did one, which is keep your financing order. That's the last one about finance. And now today we're going to talk about how to set up your business operation correctly so you can swiftly adjust as different stage of business reopening. As we know that the business the reopening stage has been varied quite a bit. That I think it's very timely to have this master class, so you guys will be prepared, okay? My name is Victoria Brasha. I'm a business advisor and a financial strategist with Victory Finance, Inc. We're currently working also jointly with the Small Business Development Centers to help you guys out for small business owners, okay? And we already know what's number 1 is the financing order. Module 2, which is today, is the business operation. And the next week, it's going to how to develop a SBA, how to develop a system and checklists for running business so you can reduce stress and working more on your business instead of in your business. And the 4th one is going to be how to develop an online effective strategies and presence for your business by crafting your business branding and marketing strategies so you can get more customers regardless of your economic situation. So why listening to me? Well, I am a certified business advisor for Small Business Development Center, which is a nonprofit organization funded by SBA and local government. And we offer free assistance to help small local businesses navigating through the loan application process and also help you to succeed in general in this business. And I think it's especially important that we can offer that free assistance to you, to small business owners in this difficult time. And also I get almost updated on a daily basis directly from SBA and SBDC. There are a lot of noise out there, a lot of hearsay, so it's good to get the information directly from the source. And as me personally, my business experience is I have owned and managed a woman's clothing store boutique for over 15 years. I closed in 2015. And I did a manufacturing, wholesale, and retail. And combined with the degree in finance, I really have a very comprehensive and complete experience, knowledge, and expertise to run a small business, especially the brick and mortar businesses. Currently, I sit on advisory board for Industry Council Small Business Development and ambassador for Silicon Valley Central Chamber of Commerce, and sits on Asian Affairs Business Committee with Cupertino Chamber of Commerce. And I have been a business advisor and financial strategist for over 5 years. And I helped many, many businesses. before I start, as we, for the first about 10 minutes or so, we're going to do the SBA updates in terms of loans and whatever new things coming out. So I do that on a weekly basis. Before I start, I need to give a disclaimer is details and guidelines regarding the SBA loans and the CARE Acts are changing all the time. Also, that's why I'm doing a weekly briefing. And the information is only up to date as of August 10th, 2020. So here comes my, well, today probably it's going to only give me 5 minutes in terms of the SBA disaster loan and CARE Acts briefing, because really there's not many new development. I was hoping for getting it, right? There's a lot of noise, a lot of thunder, no rain, right? A lot of talk, and including the executive orders, and except that we don't know if it's going to be viable and be lawful to execute as well too. So let me get to the basics, which I'm going to just quickly go through, because that's something I mentioned for a few weeks now. It's the PPP Flexibility Act. If somebody is still confused with how the safe harbor works in terms of maintaining the average payroll as of 2019, and also same number of the employees by December 31st, and your payroll and head counts the level of February 15, 2020. So if you're still not sure about and confused on how the safe harbor can apply so that you don't have to have that rules, let me know, okay? Because, and I can help you on a one-on-one basis, because every business is different. And also the fact that now we only need to spend 60% for payroll, and 40% can be rent and utility, okay, for W-2s businesses. And one thing also with AEDD is as an employee, you have to get people to reply to you that they don't want to come to the work, or it will be your responsibility to notify EDD as well too, okay? But there's one thing great about this 24 weeks is you can get the partial EDD. Of course, the part that's not as good is the additional part, right? Additional $600, which I'll mention briefly on the next slide. So for some of you don't know, the term of the PPP loan has changed from 2 months to 5 years, 2 years to 5 years. That's if you got approved after June 5th. And the first payment also changed. If you got before the June 5th, that's the 7th month, but after June 5th, it's the 10th month. And you can renegotiate with your lenders. So if your PPP loan is not forgiven, you can renegotiate for 5-year term and the 10th month for payment, okay? And we're still waiting for a second round of PPP since August 8th went, right? Some people apply, some people still didn't apply or didn't know what to apply. And a lot of first round of the PPP people used hurriedly in 8 weeks, not in a very effective, efficient way for the business. So they are talking about the PPP. There's still actually more than $100 billion are still available for the PPP money that's not being financed out. So we're waiting for that from the government, okay? And now EIDL is still available. There's no more of the advance that kind of that's the money giving you in terms of $1,000 all the way up to $10,000. That's no more, okay? But the EIDL loan is still available. And given this current situation, I tell people, it may be a good idea to get the EIDL loan, for working capital. 3.75% is not as expensive as the word. There's no prepayment penalty, but it is to know, because some people didn't realize that as soon as you get the money, the EIDL money, whatever amount is, 20,000, 30,000, whatever amount it is, the interest does accrue on the day you get the money at the 3.75. But first payment is not due till the 12th month, okay? And for some, there is $100 of processing fee. So if you got the money, you say, oh, I don't want it, right? If you don't accept it, like if you go through the application and you got to the point of accepting the loan and you say, no, I don't want to accept the loan, right? And then there's no charge, right? But if you do accept the loan and then you say, I changed my mind, I just want to return back the loan, in that sense. And then for that, basically you will need to pay that $100 and accrued interest, whatever amount of accrued interest is, okay? So just bear in mind that does, there is a charge for that, even though you don't have to pay until the 12th month, okay? That's EIDL, but I still suggest it may be a good idea to consider, because I see a lot of people, getting onto the credit card loans and whatever, right? Because honestly, none of us imagine that this pandemic, it can go so long, and it seems it's not going to finish soon, right? So having the working capital is very important, for your business to keep it going. So that's something you can still consider if you haven't applied. If you have applied, and you got something, and there's also a way you can basically ask if, because you did it too little, you did a calculation correctly, you got the loan accepted, but you needed more, you can do that as well too. And the second thing is, if you got rejected, which there are quite a bit of rejection letters, right? And you can really appeal. So there's for process of reconsideration. So that's also doable. So for reconsideration, you can either call the 800 number. That's the same 800 number for SBA disaster loan, which is 800-659-2955. But make sure you ask for a level 2 officer, because they will be the one be able to get to your application, okay? But on the other hand, if you got the letter, you didn't email the letter to like a pdcrecons@sba.gov, that's for reconsideration, no point in calling, because they will say, oh yeah, send the letter, right? But you want to send the email to them and wait for at least 2 weeks, because right now the queue is about they will say it's about probably 1 to 2 months. So, but if you already send the letter, it's almost 2 months and you still haven't heard about, or even 1 month you still haven't heard about anything, that's when you can call them and check, because you want to make sure the email did reach to them, they did have that on file. I was able to help a client to go through that process, because she needs the English language support, right? So we did that 3-week call in order to go through it. And now we know it's still going to be more than a month, because it's a big backlog, but at least the information is in there, they received it, they will go through the reconsidering process, okay? And I did have quite a few success stories, and with people that was rejected and end up getting recently $150,000 as a SBA loan, okay? The EIDL loan, okay? And also, if you need free support from the local SBDC, and you can go also on the SBA website as well too, that the link is sba.gov/local-assistance. dash found, and in there you can put your zip code and also select SBDC, and you'll be able to find the advisor there in your local area, or you can just simply call me as well too. I have the contact information later, call or email, okay? And now a lot of people actually has finished the PPP. They want to get it done, right? Get it over with, so then they don't have to, worry about it. They know it's 100% forgiven. If it's not forgiven, now they still have a few weeks to make it right? Because some they might use something that's not supposed to be used, that can be forgiven through PPP, right? So you want to do that. Now there are two forms. By knowing the forgiveness form is good, like I would say, even if you're not ready right now, it's still a good idea to go through these two forms and see which one you qualify, and then make sure that those are the things okay, that's what is required, right? The one is the SBA form 3508 EZ. That's for self-employed with no employee, or you did not, even if you have employee, I'm talking about W-2, right? You did not reduce your employees' pay more than 25%, or no reduction of hours. Okay, so that's basically the most important things, and the reduction of business activity would constitute for reduction of employee hours, right? So that's that. And then most of the business may need SBA form 3508, and that's basically the ones with the worksheet with table 1 and 2. It will count the full-time employment headcount, right, FTEs, and it'll have the employees' compensation, local tax, and also compensation to the owners or general business partners. In there's also a FTE, full-time employment reduction safe harbor, in several scenarios. So that's why it's a really good idea to go through that form to see what applies to you, because a lot of people say, oh, my previous employee quit because I want this forgiveness. I hired another person, even though I don't need to. You don't need to, because there's a safe harbor right there, okay? And as of EDD, as we know that the PUA, pandemic assistance, there are two parts to it. Sometimes they're confused. One part is that up to 39 weeks, what it says is basically any kind of business, right? Whether you're W2, any kind of person, whether you are W-2 earner, you're self-employed, or you're independent contractor, right? If you or your business therefore you personally got affected with the pandemic, right? Which every business is. Now you're eligible for employment, which before the EDD is only eligible for the W-2 earner, right? Right now, you don't have to be a W-2, and that employment benefits is until December 26th, okay? That part is separate from, they call the additional $600 we had, which is come and gone, right? That's basically the PUA compensation, additional compensation, the $600, which finished on July 31st. And there's talk, and even President Trump said 400, but it's not gonna stick yet, especially it requires states, and also they didn't mention how long. And I think I saw some, I think a calculation, it costs so many money just per week for state to go through that employment, for that 25%, they were talking about that $100 extra, right? So we don't know, but for sure we know that because the pandemic is still running so rapidly, they're going to have some kind of additional weekly, help. Okay, additional help to this pandemic employment assistance. We just don't know how much and how long, and if it's going to be retroactive from August 1st. Okay. So, and then also there's a talk about second round of the PPP for the business who have already applied and got the first PPP. Of course, if you knew, you can always can then apply to, because as of July 31st, the PPP money still have $128 billion still remaining. Okay, so that's the PPP money that's set aside, and we still have that kind of money. So they are talking about second round, but it's going to be more focused for smaller mom and pop shop as well too. And I'll keep you guys updated as soon as I have that information. But as of right now, there's really no definite answer. Okay. And also for the additional funding and grant for SBA Community Advantage Recovery Loan. Okay, it's effective since July 22nd. In general, it's supposed to be for quick loan, that's for express lender, for people who need the money quickly, and also it's for more disadvantaged business in undeserved area defined by SBA. And then not only it will provide the financial system, but they will also provide technical support, like free advice to your business in that sense. Okay. And a small business owner, and also help small business owner to retrofit their business so that they can operate for the COVID, right? And the thing is, this loan is supposed to be approved, must be approved by September 27th. So that's not far away from now either, okay? So if you do feel you have, it doesn't matter whether you think you might qualify, not qualify, still try to apply, because application, there's no application fee, right? And it has to be approved by September 27th, okay? And it must be fully funded. And for California, state of California, this community disadvantage loan, its actual loan amount is up to $250,000. So each states are different. And I'm in state of California. So, and that loan can also be used for machinery, equipment, working capital, inventory, right? Payroll, material rent. But again, you do not want to use this loan for the same purpose, especially PPP. Like if you use PPP for forgiveness, you use that first and use it up first, okay? Because it can be forgiven, and this is a loan. And there's leasehold improvement and also business purchase and startup, okay? So that's the community advantage loan. And again, if you need assistance, definitely contact me. My name is Victoria Brasha. And you can either call me at 650-382-1118 or call the 800 number, 833-382-1118. Or email me at info@victoryfinanceinc.com. On my website, there's also a lot of COVID-related resources. More finance than other aspects, and it's victoryfinanceinc.com. And you can book a free appointment on my website, or you can go to the direct link, calendly.com/victoryfinance/15min. So it's for 15 minutes, okay? And also, again, mark your calendar for August this month. On Tuesdays, I probably will be continuously doing the Tuesday classes, webinar training classes. So, that's a good, it's for Pacific time, 3 p.m. And of course, today our topic is how to set up your business operation correctly so you can swiftly adjust the right stage of your business reopening. And again, I like to keep things simple and also in a logic fashion. Okay, so I like to break it down to 3-step process. Okay, so Are you ready? Okay. Get your business ready for swift reopening with these 3 steps. Okay. Let's do it together. Okay. So step 1 is for you to understand what entails for your business in these 4 reopening stages. Okay. And of course, each county is different, right? Even if you have the state government website, and your county may have specifics of what business, how you can open. Like for right now, for state of California, it was in stage 3. It's still in stage 3, but it's modified, for indoor. Like there's no indoor dining, there's no indoor, like the spa, haircut, you can do it, but it has to be outdoor. So, so there's some modification for that part of operation, right? So you want to know to make sure that you are in compliance. And the first thing most is understand what's your what you need to do for your business is the research, right? And there are a few good websites. One is Centers for the Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. And second is Guideline for Opening Up America Again. That's for throughout the US, right? And then there's a government site called the coronavirus.gov. And also I found this very good, useful, is the US Chamber of Commerce state-by-state business reopening guidance. And of course, you want to look into your county's websites so that you know what it entails for your county. And this is basically through the state of California. They have these resilience roadmap stages, right? Of course, each state is a little bit different, but I think that it's similar, okay? So stage 1, we're pretty much done, which is kind of like the sheltering in place. But as a business, we want to basically make sure that it was ready. But as I say, it probably come and gone, most of the businesses in stage 2 and 3 by now. And then there are talk about reverting stage 3, but reverting back to stage 2, right? So you still want to know what stage 2, which is basically lower risk working places and create opportunity for the those lower risk sectors to reopen. And they were talking about the school programs still talking, right? It hasn't stopped. But although I do know a lot of child care centers are open, okay? So there's a little bit difference as well too. And stage 3 is creating opportunity for high risk sector and adapt and reopen. And of course, we all want to be in stage 4. So basically it's pretty much almost business as usual, but with precaution, okay? So, and stage 1, where preparedness, hopefully you already done those stages. If not, you have to do in a hurry. Even if, say, your business is not open yet, that's still the preparedness, the physical location, the space that you need to provide, those things hasn't changed. The PPE hasn't changed, right? So definitely you want to get those being prepared, okay? And then the stage 2, now most people are in stage 2 and stage 3. And the retail now, I know that they're still not indoor, but you can have curbside pickup, right? And the manufacturing business is open. And then office, basically most of them are working remotely at home, right? And definitely more outdoor space are open. And stage 3 is still personal care business. We're not open. The hair, nail salon, gym, only we can do is the outdoor, right? And the other is not done. The religious service, indoor wedding, it's not allowed yet. And also the entertainment, that's not allowed. for most of the state as right now as well too. So now you knowing those stages and what stages your county is in, right? And the step two is getting your business ready for any stages, as we already learned the hard way that first of all, we don't know how long of each stages, right? And when we had the shelter in place and stage one, it got extended and then got extended again. And for some state later on, they don't even tell you the time. They just say indefinitely. They don't have a specific date, right? And also for the others, counties or states, they basically reverting back to a more strict rule because of the pandemic, right? And that's has the resurgence. So as a business owner, you really have to have the business set up in such a way you're nimble enough that you can adapt to each stage, right? Not just wait to say, oh, like if you say your hair salon, your gym or whatever, you say, oh, I'm just going to wait for stage 3 because, I can't open the business anyway. I don't know what to do, but I can't do anything. No, there's still things you can do. There's a lot you can do. Okay. So definitely, if you do need some advice and support, definitely let me know and I can brainstorm with you. I advise so many businesses, different kind of small, brick and mortar businesses, and some even online business as well too. So I can really just give you some quick idea and suggestions, and so you can, be able to get ready for any stage. Okay, and and I'm going to give you 3 action lists. You need to check off. Okay, that's the step 2 of getting your business ready to reopen. Action list 1 is get enough PPE and retrofit your business for social distancing. Okay, so PPE, now it's even still it's available, but it's pricing. It really pays to shop around. I'm talking about the price difference can be double or triple depending on different suppliers. And of course, we want to make sure the supplier are reputable US company. Okay, so definitely we want that. But on the hand, I do see a lot of now PPE brokers out there, and also you may be able to get a list from the county business and ask them, if they have any PPE suppliers, okay? Because definitely for business to open, you have to have enough. You saw you have enough, but it may not be enough, right? And also retrofit your business for social distancing. There's, we see a lot of supermarket, a big company, big office building, whatever, they have these step directions and the dispenser counter, right? Signage. So as a small business, you have to do the same. Okay. Just because you're, say, a small store or whatever, right? You still have to do it. Like I advise a dental office, right? Dentist, same thing, right? They're waiting now. They have the waiting room rule, right? And then also the people who there's only one way. So when the customer, the patient, I should say, right, finishes, it goes through the outside the door. So there's really one direction of flow of traffic. There's not a two, people can, kind of clash, right? You need to create that buffer zone for social distancing. It's not just when we are sit or stationary, that's that 6 feet distance or social distance. You want to design your flow of traffic, your buffer zone, to make sure that it is one way. Okay, so if it's feasible, okay. And some business may not be feasible. Okay, you only have one door and the door is not wide enough, right? In one section, but inside of the store, you may be able to do something. Okay, and so that's the business. If you have a more of a physical space location kind of business, that's definitely something you want to make sure you do. And second is have the operation checklist ready, right? It's kind of like a to-do list, but it's a checklist, right? And that's one page you want to give to your employee every day, right? And have them check out that, including much more cleaning of the public area, right? If restroom or whatever it is, right? And also signage, right? Some of signage may be stationary. You only put it out during the business hour, then you take it back, right? So different things you may need to do to protect your employees, your customer, and also yourself, right? So that's the checklist to get it ready. Again, each business is different. You want to make your own checklist based on your business, okay? As a business owner, it's really important, right? And then third thing, the last action list for the reopen, get your business to reopen, right? Or if you open different stage of reopening, right? Is to make sure that you have a great communication that everybody, your customer, your supplier, your employee, they all knows, they also follow the new guidelines and they are in compliance. It's very important for you and your employee to enforce that compliance, okay? Have one single message so there's no confusion. I think there's enough confusion as is, right? So we really want to have a very singular message, okay? And make sure that the sign is easy to read, it's prominent, and people can see. So there's no misunderstanding and frustration happening, okay? So that's that 3 action checklist, okay? So make sure that you write it down and then you check it in the side, okay? And that's that checklist, okay? Now, the step 3. Step 3 is important, right? The other ones is, it takes a little bit time to do, but it's not the core part of your business of reopening, right? What you really need to do to keep your business open, right? To be in business is revamp your business. And we know that now the business is so different. Like at the beginning of the year, whatever you had in mind, whatever you did at the beginning of the year as what your business was, everything is kind of thrown out the window, right? There's so many uncertainty and so many changes. So as a business owner, what can you do, right? Some business may not be as change as much, right? But some business, the changes are tremendous, right? So one thing you really have to evaluate and check and reevaluate your inventory and stock item. That's number 1, right? Are they relevant, to what you have now? Is people still want to use your service if the business were to open, like say in next week, right? And will you be able to use the same inventory, provide the same service if the business is like totally open? There's no like stage or anything, right? So you want to see how your business, your service and your inventory, your stock items are going to be able to serve your customer, okay? Now that everybody has gone through that months of, shelter in place and also not having their job and all that stuff, right? How relevant it can be. Because one thing is people are still buying, okay? Of course, we spend more money on the necessity item like food, right? We spend a lot more money proportionally to whatever it is, right? Whether they are on employment check or they have the PPP or, got the idle loan, right? So whatever cash flow we're having, right? So people first, they food and shelter, right? And the next thing is they are going to buy things if they think it's important or if it really makes them feel better, right? So how your business is going to provide that part of the service, right? And then some people, maybe the business are not affected or maybe even doing better, right? Because of the COVID. So there are still discretionary income as well too. Will you be able to tap into that type of industry or business, right? Okay, and then second is sales and marketing. Okay, so, right, you had your sales marketing, whatever it is, but now you need to reevaluate and check as well too. And all of them has to be relevant. So let's break down to these steps, okay? Because I think without you revamping your business, it's going to be very challenging, difficult for your business to stay in business, okay? And action checklist. So we're breaking to the step 3 to 3 action checklist, okay? So step 1 is evaluate your target customer existing you. You had your customer, or you reevaluate, right? You had your customer, and are these target customers still your customer now? And do you need to get new ones? What are the new ones you want? Or maybe because of COVID, you say, I need to adapt and pivot my business. Now my service is going to be slightly different. I'm going to do this, right? You were doing X and now you're doing X, Y. So it's like in between the new one. It's still kind of relevant to the old one, but it's not exactly the same, right? So now you say, my target customer. Before, those are my target customer, but now I need these type of people, right? So I still have some existing one, but I need to get new ones, right? So the first step is define who are your target customer, okay? And then now you think, okay, those are the customer I want. Now you want to think, how can I track and provide my product and service to them right now, right? Right now, when doesn't matter whether your state is in stage 2 or stage 3 or your hair salon, your business, you can't cut hair unless you're sitting, in front of parking lot and cutting people outdoors, right? Whatever it is, situation you're in, right? How can you provide that service or sell that product right now to your target customer, okay? And then the action list 2 is now you need to redefine your product and service, right? Before you are checking the inventory step step 1 is a step 1, 2, right? You want to say, is my inventory and service accurate, right? And now the search part is, okay, is it accurate? If it's not accurate, do I need to redefine my product service? If it is still okay, then that's great, right? I can still sell my product service, except maybe the price needs to be changed or the location has to be changed and the way of your promoting it needs to be changed, because before you were in a brick and mortar, people just walk in. It's a busy shopping center, mall, people come in, or it's a busy main downtown street near, I had a clothing store, it was near restaurants. And, I had a bank on one side, a restaurant on the other side, very convenient. A lot of people go to the bank, go to the restaurant, and then there they see my clothing store, right? So it's very good. I track a lot of customer just by sheer location, not doing anything, right? Of course, there are additional marketing tool as well too, but I'm just saying that, you can do quite a bit of that, right? But now it's no longer the case. How are you going to adapt your product and service that's, first of all, it's relevant to that. And then the second part is, how are you going to develop your marketing and marketing strategy and a plan so that you can sell to these people, right? So what is the 3 questions you ask yourself for the action list 3 is, what is your sales and marketing strategy for right now, right? and how can you make money online or have this online presence so you can make money, whether it's, by through the pickup, like a restaurant, right? Restaurant has now delivery. But people order online, so it's still online, right? Even though physically it needs to be delivered, not that people, just like a normal, you think about the online kind of product like Amazon kind of thing, right? So now, but it's still online. And then you think about your service. How can you do your service? Like say you're a spa person, you can't, it's touching. You can't open the business because you're touching the customers, and the county says you cannot open because it's a high risk, right? Or you can do it in a parking lot. And my spa owner was saying, how can I do in a parking lot? It's spa. And so now, is there something online you can do by doing something with the customer is through Zoom, going through the regimen, maybe now, they cannot do it. And you cannot do it. The customer had to do it on their own, something you have to change somewhat, right? I know a lot of online school that's classroom, which is a little bit easier because it's classroom. Although for young kids, it's a little bit harder now. We try to do a little bit more adjustment, right? And because now the customer, the parents are saying, well, online school is great, but the kids still require me to sit next to it. I want to, they can be like just doing on their own so that I can work or have a little bit break, right? So there's quite a bit of adapting you have to do in that sense, right? So online doesn't just mean a product online, right? But it could be service online, and it could be one-on-one online. So a lot of these kind of support, right? And then the third thing is, now that, as we say, location, right? If you had a physical brick and mortar store, people passing, people know, or they're pass. Now online, most people, other than your customer, if you have their contact information, you can let them know, right? But a lot of people, maybe they're your customer, they come, you don't actually have their contact information, right? Now, going online is a different game, right? If you know the name and everything, maybe you can, be friend with them or have their demographics. So, if you do want to do a Facebook ad, which is inexpensive, but it needs to be done in a correct way. So it's effective, right? A lot of people do Facebook ad, then they will say, oh, it's only $5, $10. Yeah. No big deal, but it has to be done efficiently, right? So to get that type of people to come to you, one great thing about online services now, you are no longer bound by the physical location, right? Brick and mortar store has a physical location and there's a rent, but of course online has its own challenges as well too, is there are so many people everywhere. It's a big market. It's very easy to get swamped, right? To be, kind of too many, right? Too many online platform, too many whatever. So definitely you do want a strategy, okay? For that online presence. It's that's what your action list 3 is, to develop that marketing strategy and plan. Again, if you need help, I can help, okay? So, and also if you think that e-commerce is for you, then, there's also e-commerce option as well too, right? So here, just put 3 things. I found that, by breaking things down into 3, it makes it much more manageable, not overwhelming. Therefore, you can actually implement rather than say, how many times you go to the webinar, you say like, oh, that's a great idea. And then you don't do it because it's too complicated, right? Or you think it's a great idea, but you say, oh, but I don't know how to do it. You know, I think it's good, but I don't know how to do it. So that's what I'm here for. I want to do two things. One is breaking down to simple steps, so it's clear and concise for you, not confusing, right? And the second step is, if you still don't know what to do, I'm here to help you. Each business different. That's why when I talk, I had to be a little bit more generalized, because if I mention, you know, even though I give some example of business, but you know, it's harder because then, you know, you say, oh, this business doesn't apply to me, you know, right? Because there are a lot to it, you know, to each business. So that's why I'm here to help you for specific your business, your needs as well too. Okay. And okay, so if you do want me help you to, you know, get the implementation checklist, like you in these 3-step process, and then in the each 3 steps, and then there's some checklist, but still once you finish, it's still going to be only 1 page. Okay, that's one thing. You want to have just 1 page. Now you can, you know, kind of go through it and finish it. And as I said, it's harder for me to give you 1 page other than just a blank list, because each business is different, right? But if you do want to develop something for your business, definitely you can contact me. Either most likely you're going to have to leave a message, because I'm kind of on the call and the webinar and quite a bit, okay, and in meetings quite a bit. So you can call me toll free 833-382-1118, or send me email at info@victoryfinanceinc.com. That's info@victoryfinanceinc.com. Okay. And also, if you just want to brainstorm or have some guidance and direction, definitely we can book appointment. Okay, those appointments are free. There's no obligation. All I'm doing there is just to help you, to give you some business ideas for your business. That's all, you know, my intention. That's it. Okay, so you don't need to worry about anything. And that's calendly.com/victoryfinance/15min. Okay, so that's basically it for our today's masterclass. And if you have any information, if you need any information, or if you have any question, it's better that to before I was trying to answer it online, but then I realized that it's pretty confusing for a lot of people, and some situation fits one business, doesn't fit other. So it's better I just answer you and talk to you privately. Okay, just email me in that sense. So again, mark your calendar for Tuesdays. Okay, this August is the, you know, the 4-module masterclass, and then September I'm probably going to do something else, but I'm going to do Tuesdays 3 p.m. Pacific time, and it's going to be just 1 hour from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock in Pacific time. And so for this week, this month, it's using the trifecta approach to provide you the tools to necessary with your business in 3 key areas, whether it's the money, it's the business operation, the sales, marketing, right? And also, before I finish, I also want to share with you guys that the things we can help with your business. Okay. And as I said, initial help is definitely free. And if you are part of, say, Santa Clara County in California, or Alameda County in California, if your business in there, you know, I am a business advisor for both of these counties, and probably in a month or two, I may even get to be also in San Mateo. So I'm in Santa Clara. My business is in Santa Clara, right? So surrounding area, definitely if you are there, I can have, you know, I cannot do these all for free. One is to help you create and execute your business planning, and provide you with the tools and template with your business sales and expense projection and a PPP tracker, and assist you with SBA or other type of business loans application, and also give you just advice on what kind of loans available, what might be good for you, right? And develop new sales and marketing strategies, and for your social media platform setup and marketing, and build your website or revamp your website. Again, a lot of them are more advisory things for you to do, right? It's to so that you can, you know, teach you, you know, I do believe teach somebody to fish rather than give somebody a fish, right? So even though we do have done for you services, but here, these are the free service that I will show you what to do so you can do it on your own and going through that process, okay? And pick whatever help you need with, and I'm here to help you. And so again, here's our contact information and email, 833-382-1118, info@victoryfinanceinc.com, or you can set a free appointment. That's calendly.com/victoryfinance/15MIM. So hopefully by showing you guys several times my contact information, you'll have it down, okay? If you need help with, okay. So before I finish, I just want to first thank you for attending this webinar. I really appreciate you spending the time and with me, and also trust me with the informations. I'm here to help. I want to help small business owners because I've been a business owner for so many years, and I know the hardship and the challenges, and especially now it's unprecedented, right? You know, I did went through the dot-com bust, and also the 2018, the financial meltdown, right? But it's nothing compared to this. Even then I was, you know, stressed out. So I can really feel for you guys, and I really want to help you guys any way I can, okay? And I do believe that if we, you know, stand united and help each other, and we'll be able to overcome this. So I wish you good luck. Thank you, and take care and stay healthy. Okay, bye. See you next week.